So I went back and forth whether or not I wanted to talk about this topic or not. And well, you're seeing this video now, so I decided to talk about it. So over the past 2 days, 3 days or so, there have been two big videos that have popped up on YouTube. One talking about YouTube from Corey Kenshin, and then another one talking about Twitch from Gideon. If you haven't checked them out, I highly recommend it. They're great videos. So part of the reason I debated even talking about this was because you've already had some big creators talk about this. But as the story has been developing over the past, 48 hours or so, I decided, you know what, there is a perspective I do want to bring into this because I see it time and time again, and I feel like it keeps falling on deaf ears each time this situation gets brought up. And that issue is consistency. That's the biggest issue these platforms face when it comes to people bringing up awareness to topics and issues like this. So depending on how long you've been on YouTube or Twitch, you would know that the bans, the policies, how people get striked down or how many strikes they get on their channel, all of that stuff is inconsistent and is never in line. Everyday YouTubers fight issues with copyright strikes, getting their videos age restricted. With the way things have been developing over the past 5 years or so on both Twitch and YouTube, it's always been a constant battle with the corporation itself, with the issues they have, with the things that go on that exact platform. The problem is every time people bring up an issue or they raise awareness and you have creators talk about it, it's never enough. Now, before you go to your keyboard and you start fuming out your nose and you're writing paragraphs, hear me out. If you look back at the history of these platforms and you see each time an issue has been brought up, how long does it last for? If you know the internet, do you know the internet moves at light years? What happens today will be forgotten by next week at the latest. More times than not, it'll be forgotten within a couple days because that's just how the internet is. There's so much shit going on that it's hard to ever keep up with it. Which leads me to the next part. People being consistent on bringing awareness to these matters. It is great that creators bring awareness and they talk about these issues, and that's cool. But nothing is going to happen if you don't keep bringing pressure. You don't keep bringing it up. You don't talk about it consistently. It's not like you need to make a video every day about it, but bring awareness, bring highlights. I don't know, but consistency is what matters. All these corporations need to do is wait for you to move on because they know you're not going to talk about it again. Here's a good one. The Ackman case. How long did that last for? Maybe a month if we're lucky. It's more like a couple weeks and then people moved on. That's a situation that should have never been forgotten. It's something that YouTube should have taken proper action on and actually responded to. But did they do it? No. And why didn't they not do it? Because people didn't care anymore. They talked about it 1 or 2 videos and then that was it. The same thing happens with Twitch. Anytime Twitch does something fucked up, a couple people speak about it. That's it. And then people forget about it and move on until the next time it happens and they say, we need to do something. We need to stand up. We need to fight something. Yes, that's cool. That's great. But consistency is what really matters on these type of situations. Constant pressure. They might do one response and they might say they're sorry for this or they apologize for this and that going forward, they're going to change this, but then they break the rules and then they don't follow them. That's typically how it works with Twitch. It's happened time and time again. They say, oh, we're going to get better at doing this, but then they don't. And then they just fall back into old habits. And then when someone high profile enough gets in trouble, then they start to make a big stink on YouTube, and then everyone's going to start replying back to you and say, Twitch, you need to reply back to this. YouTube, you need to reply back to this. But guess what? Do they give a shit? No. Why? Because the people who bring them the big money, the people who they give a shit about, aren't going to say anything about it. That's why. That is one of the real reasons why nothing will change from this. Now, this could age like milk, and they might actually do something, and I would be gladly happy if this ages like milk. But time and time again throughout the history of YouTube and Twitch, every time something that is controversial or something that has happened that they have responded to or done something in action of, they don't care about it. Anytime something big has happened on this platform or on Twitch and creators and fans want answers for certain actions, do they get them? No. Or they get a PR response that just shuts everybody down. Now, I will say I do understand that this is a business for people. This is their livelihood. This is how they make money. And so to bite the hand that feeds you, it's a little bit harder to try and do. I do understand that. But on the other hand, things could vanish in the snap of a finger if YouTube really wanted to. That's the other side of this. Twitch and YouTube is pretty much like a job in a sense, right? You have all your employers, which is your creators. You're going to have people who make top earnings, high earnings. And are they going to speak on those issues more times than not? No. Why would they jeopardize their financial backing, their income, the way they support their families, all for another creator that has nothing to do with them and they have issues that don't involve them? There's no reason for them to. That's pretty much the main reason why those creators won't say anything. And it sucks, but I understand it. The thing is, you have to get all these creators on board. You can't just have a couple creators talk about it and that's it, because YouTube will just brush that under the rug. Nothing will change from it. You can't just have a couple Twitch creators speak out about something. Nothing's going to change. Talking about an issue and bringing awareness to it is great, but doing it once a year, every time a big stink happens, doesn't solve anything. It doesn't change the actual underlying problem of it. And that's what sucks about this shit. And I just hate seeing it time and time again. But what makes it even worse is knowing that nothing will change. In every video that people talk about these situations, people bring up, you know, hopefully YouTube responds to this, hopefully Twitch responds to this, hopefully change comes out of this. And the fact is, more times than not, it probably won't, because everyone's going to forget about it within the next couple days and move on. It's the same reason why I see the same topic being covered every single year, talking about the same policy issues, the same favoritism. YouTube's allowing this, YouTube's not allowing this, Twitch is allowing this, Twitch is allowing that. It happens every year. That's why you see it time and time again. This idea of a couple creators talking about it and making us think about it is cool, but it doesn't solve the underlying problem, because you don't have a lot of creators on board. You need creators that YouTube actually cares about to make a difference on the platform, for them to actually be like, oh shit, maybe we should acknowledge this. Maybe we should do something about this. I just want to share my thoughts on this. I do agree that things need to change, and I hope it eventually does happen. But if time has proven anything, nothing is going to change, because guess what? Those creators are not going to leave YouTube. Where are you going to go? Nowhere. People are not going to leave Twitch. Where are people going to go? YouTube? Maybe, but it's not like you're really going to the greener side of the online realm. For pretty much every big creator on this platform, this is how they make their money, by posting videos, AdSense, revenue, sponsorships, etc., etc. And so for some of them, they prefer to have a clean background. They don't want to get involved in this. And for others who speak on this issue, they're going to go back to their day-to-day lives and continue making videos. They're not going to leave YouTube, because this is how they make their money. And to YouTube, they know you're not going to go nowhere, so they don't feel pressured to respond back or to say anything. Again, this isn't to try and undermine other creators who try to bring awareness and actually even post videos talking about subjects like this, but I just want to bring the other side, that for change to happen, for things to actually really make a difference, for companies who speak up and say something, you need backing. You need people to back you. You need other creators on board for things like this. There are a lot of great creators on YouTube and Twitch, and I really hope that something does come out of this and that this isn't a forgotten topic within the next 1 to 2 weeks. But who knows? Only time will tell. Anyways, that's all I got for you. Have a great day. Yeah.